The year is 1875. England shivers on the brink of change. The Industrial Revolution roars, but in a quiet corner of Warwickshire a shadow is cast. A boy is born. His name, Aleister Crowley. His parents, devout Christians, name him Edward Alexander. A name he will later discard. Like a serpent shedding its skin, he will choose a new name, Aleister Crowley. A name synonymous with magic, rebellion, and the pursuit of forbidden knowledge. Even as a child, Crowley is different. He questions everything. His sharp mind challenges the strict doctrines of his parents' faith. The boy is restless, hungry for knowledge that lies beyond the accepted truths. Crowley's childhood is a gilded cage. His family is wealthy, their world one of Victorian propriety, but young Aleister feels suffocated. The boy is a square peg in a round hole. He devours books on the occult, fascinated by the hidden workings of the universe. He rebels against his parents, their strict religious beliefs anathema to his inquisitive mind. He sees hypocrisy in their piety. He craves something more. He seeks a truth hidden from the masses, a truth he believes lies in the ancient and forbidden arts. The whispers of rebellion begin. They start as a murmur in the heart of a lonely boy. Soon they will become a roar that will shake the foundations of society. Cambridge University, a place of hallowed halls and ancient tradition. It is here that Aleister Crowley, a brilliant and rebellious young man, arrives in 1895. He excels in his studies, his mind a sponge, soaking up knowledge. But academia leaves him cold. He finds solace in poetry, pouring his thoughts and frustrations into verse. He explores the world of mountaineering, drawn to the challenge and danger of conquering towering peaks. But it is the occult that truly captivates him. He delves into the works of alchemists and magicians. He experiments with rituals, seeking to unlock the secrets of the universe. Crowley is on a quest. He seeks to transcend the limitations of the mundane. He wants to touch the face of the divine. Crowley's restless spirit cannot be contained. In 1898, he embarks on a journey to the east. India beckons, a land of ancient wisdom and mystical traditions. It is here that Crowley begins his true initiation into the world of magic. He studies yoga and meditation, seeking to master his mind and body. He learns from Hindu mystics and Buddhist monks, immersing himself in their esoteric teachings. Crowley is like a man possessed. He is driven by an insatiable thirst for knowledge and power. He travels through bustling cities and tranquil villages, his senses overwhelmed by the sights, sounds, and smells of this exotic land. He climbs the Himalayas, testing his physical and mental limits. He is no longer the arrogant young man who arrived from England. India has changed him. It has stripped away his preconceptions, leaving him raw and vulnerable. Section 5, The Serpent's Whisper, Crowley's Egyptian revelation. Egypt, the land of pharaohs and pyramids, calls to Crowley. He arrives in 1904, drawn by the whispers of ancient secrets buried beneath the sands of time. It is here in a Cairo hotel room that Crowley experiences a life-altering event. For 3 days and nights, he participates in a ritual known as the Cairo Working. Guided by his wife Rose, he contacts a supernatural entity named Aiwass. This entity, claiming to be a messenger from the divine, dictates a series of verses to Crowley. These verses will become the Book of the Law, the central text of Crowley's new religion, Thelema. This event marks a turning point in Crowley's life. He is no longer just a student of the occult. He is now a prophet, chosen to deliver a new message to the world. Section 6. A new order rises, the dawn of Ordo Templi Orientis. Returning to England, Crowley carries with him the message of Thelema. He establishes the AA, a secretive magical order dedicated to spiritual advancement, but it is through the Ordo Templi Orientis, or OTO, that Crowley's influence truly spreads. He takes over leadership of the OTO in 1922, transforming it from a fraternal organization into a vehicle for his Thelemic teachings. The OTO becomes a lightning rod for controversy. Its rituals, often incorporating sex magic, are deemed obscene and blasphemous by society at large. Crowley, however, remains undeterred. He sees himself as a liberator, freeing humanity from the shackles of outdated morality and dogma. He preaches, "Do what thou wilt shall be the whole of the law," a phrase often misinterpreted as a call to hedonism. Crowley's message is one of self-discovery, of pushing boundaries and challenging societal norms. He encourages his followers to embrace their true selves, to live life to the fullest. He becomes a symbol of rebellion, a thorn in the side of the establishment. Section 7, The Devil's Advocate, Crowley and the Art of Controversy. Aleister Crowley revels in controversy. He cultivates an image of wickedness, embracing the title the wickedest man in the world. He flaunts his unconventional lifestyle. His drug use, sexual exploits, and disdain for traditional morality make headlines. He delights in shocking the public, challenging their hypocrisy and double standards. But beneath the surface of the provocateur lies a complex and contradictory figure. Crowley is a brilliant writer, poet, and philosopher. His works are filled with esoteric knowledge, mystical insights, and a deep understanding of human nature. He is a master of self-promotion, using his notoriety to spread his message. He is a walking paradox, a man who embraces both the sacred and the profane, the light and the darkness within himself. Section 8. Magic, a shield and a sword. For Crowley, magic is not mere superstition, it is a tool for self-discovery, a means of tapping into the hidden powers of the universe. He believes magic can be used to achieve spiritual enlightenment, to break free from the limitations of the material world. Crowley's magic is not for the faint of heart. It requires discipline, dedication, and a willingness to confront the darkest recesses of the self. He sees himself as a warrior, battling against the forces of ignorance and conformity. His magic is both a shield and a sword, a means of protecting himself from psychic attacks and a weapon to dismantle the structures of control he believes are holding humanity back. Section 9, The Storm Breaks, Crowley's final act. As Crowley's life draws to a close, he finds himself increasingly isolated. His followers are few, his critics many. He has been branded a charlatan, a madman, a danger to society. His finances dwindle, his health deteriorates, yet he continues to write, to teach, to challenge. He remains defiant, his spirit unbroken. In 1947, at the age of 72, Aleister Crowley dies in a seaside hotel. The man who once declared, "There is no law beyond do what thou wilt," breathes his last. The world, eager to forget this troublesome figure, dismisses him as a footnote in history. But the seeds Crowley planted will continue to grow. Section 10, Echoes of the Beast, Crowley's enduring legacy. In the decades following his death, Aleister Crowley's legacy takes on a life of its own. He becomes an icon of counterculture, his image appearing on album covers, t-shirts and posters. Musicians, artists and writers find inspiration in his life and work. His writings, once suppressed and reviled, are reprinted and studied by a new generation hungry for alternative spiritual paths. The OTEO, once a small and secretive group, experiences a resurgence of interest. Crowley's ideas about personal liberation, sexual freedom, and the power of the will resonate with those seeking to break free from societal constraints. He becomes a patron saint of the unconventional, a symbol of the ongoing struggle against conformity and control. Section 11, Conclusion. The Enigma of Aleister Crowley. Aleister Crowley remains a figure of fascination and controversy. He was a man of contradictions, a brilliant mind drawn to the darkest corners of human experience, a spiritual seeker who embraced the power of the flesh, a rebel who challenged every convention. Was he a madman, a charlatan, or was he a visionary, a man ahead of his time whose message of liberation and self-discovery continues to resonate in the 21st century? The answer, perhaps, lies somewhere within the enigma that was Aleister Crowley. He was a man who dared to explore the forbidden, to challenge the very foundations of morality and belief. He was a man who lived by his own rules, consequences be damned. He was, in the end, a man who lived and died on his own terms. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe for more fascinating stories.